In this video, Farming Fundamentals, I'll first go through some basic theory about farming with the goal of getting as much loot power as possible, and after that we will show 2 collector raids and 2 DE storage raids. Enjoy! Hi all, Mandagar here. I hope you're all having a great day. I made this farming fundamentals guide to try to help people optimizing their loot income per hour. So firstly, to farm you need the right tools for the job. So at every town hall level you should upgrade your fence, which is your laboratory for research, your army camps to increase your troop space, your clan castle if you are in a clan to increase the maximum amount of loot you can hold, and spell factories so you can get more spells if you use them for raiding. Generally you shouldn't use spells too much for raiding as it just costs resources. For research you should basically research your farming troops, which is Barbarian Archers, Wall Breakers, maybe Giants. A lot of people have problem with figuring out where the loot in bases is, which of course is very important determining what to hit in the base. So I made these two little pictures so you can see what an empty and a full collector, mine and drill looks like. So if you look on first the elixir collector, the empty one is the one with have only a purple circle and then a brown circle inside the collector. The full one have the whole container filled with purple stuff. Looking at the gold mine, you will see that the empty one, the little box to the right side is completely empty. Whereas if you look at the full one, both the little box is full with gold, some of it has spilled over to the ground, and the small cart or whatever it's called is parked beside it full with gold. So that's how a full one looks. For the elixir drill, you can see that the empty one, there's nothing inside the little glass or see-through container on the top, and the full one has a solid mass inside, purple or whatever color it is. Now the empty ones aren't completely empty necessarily. I think they can have up to 0 to 20%, and the full ones are actually 80 to 100%. There is some different types in between where it's more or less full, but this should give you the general idea for the collectors, mines and drills. For the storages, it's the same principle. The elixir storage is empty when it only have a little circle in the bottom, and it's full when the entire round container is full. The gold container is empty, or the gold storage is empty when there's only 3 coins in the bottom, and it's full when it's overflowing with gold. And similar for the dark elixir drill, it is empty when it's only have some bit of purple in the bottom and a brown circle inside, and it's full when the entire container is full. Again, they are not exactly 100% empty or 100% full. They could have a little bit of loot or be almost full in case of a full one. Now for what army to use when you're raiding. From Town Hall 1 to 6, I think you should just use Barbarians or Barbarians and Archers. There's really no point in using other troops. There's plenty of collector bases and you don't need Dark Elixir. For Town Hall 7 and up, I generally use Barbarians, Archers and Wall Breakers, sometimes Giants, and I generally bring healing and or raid spells. Lightning is also good if you want to take out a mortar or some other buildings. Usually it takes 2 lightning spells to take out a building, depending a little bit of the level of your lightning and the level of the building. Now how many to bring? I usually bring 6 wall breakers. If I bring giants, then it's around 6 to 10, and then around half of barbarians and archers. It's not important if it's exactly half of barbarian and archers, just roughly. Whatever the barracks have trained since you last been raiding is usually fine. One important pro tip: your barracks are actually training while you are out searching and clicking next, and while you are raiding. So if you fill up your army camps and then you're ready to do your raid, you should fill up your barracks again, so they will start training as soon as you are out searching. So if you search for 5 minutes and find a good base, you already saved those 5 minutes in training time for the next raid. So it's actually not necessarily bad to search for a little bit longer. Of course, it cost gold when you next, but your barracks are actually doing something as long as you have filled them up before you start going out searching. So this is very important. Please remember to fill up your barracks. In the live raids I'll show in a bit, I will be talking about funneling, just so everybody knows what it is I'm trying to say. It basically means funneling is making your troops go where you want them. So, for example, if you want to go into a wall and get the storage behind the wall, then funneling means actually getting them there, instead of they maybe start killing buildings outside the base and running around the base. So in principle, what you're doing is you remove all the outside buildings, send in your wall breakers to make the hole in the wall. It's a good idea to send a giant or some barbarians in front of the wall breakers, just so they don't get shot by a cannon or whatever defenses are there. And then when the wall breakers make the hole in the wall, you send in your troops through the hole the wall breakers made. Now you have to go through more than one layer of wall. The principle is the same. After the first hole is made, you send in troops again to clear out some buildings, and then you send in wall breakers again to go to the next layer of wall, and so on and so forth. In the live raids we will be looking at, there will be both collector and storage raids. The storage raids will focus on getting the dark elixir, but it works the same for getting gold or normal elixir. The collector raids is basically raids where the collectors are outside the bases, the collectors and mines. And we have two of each of these raid types, so I'll try to explain why we attack them, and what is the plan during the raid to get as much loot as possible. The collector raids are made by me. The storage raids is made by 2Q to raid, who is in my mini clan. You can see the name in the description. So let's go to the raids. So this first raid is a raid where if you look carefully on the screen, you can see some of the loot is in the collector's mines and some of it is in the storages in the middle. Now there's all in all 900,000 loot and 1,000 elixir. So what I'm doing is I'm going for the loot in the collectors and mines, basically sending in barbarians all around the base and then sending in archers behind them, so the barbarians act as meat shields and the archers kill the buildings. Now after that's done, I still have troops enough left that I think I can get the dark elixir storage in the bottom, so I sent in my barbarian king there and a few archers behind, and he actually managed to get the dark elixir storage also. You noticed I didn't use wall breakers in this raid. I could have sent in some wall breakers down there, but I figured my barbarian king was strong enough to break through the wall, and I was busy looking at how the collector killing was going. But nice raid, almost 500,000 loot and 1,000 dark elixir. So it was a bit of a mix between a collector and a storage raid. This next one, um, same thing. We have 850,000 loot and 1,200 DE. And most of the loot in this base is in the mines and collectors. You can see the gold storage looks completely empty and the elixir storage look almost completely empty. So most of it is in the mines and collectors. Now after I drop my troops around the base like before, but I drop a little bit extra where the two dark elixir dwells is behind the walls in the hope that the archers will shoot it over the wall. Unfortunately, I only get one of them. The other one doesn't get any damage, but I still managed to get 500 of the dark elixir and around 530,000 resources, gold plots, elixir. So the next two raids we will see how to go into the base and try to get just the dark elixir storage. So what 2Q does here is he put a lightning on the mortar. He probably should have put another one so it actually died, which I think he will do in a bit. And then he sends in troops around, taking out the buildings around the area where he wants to break through with his wall breakers. So he's sure that the wall breakers will go into the compartment with the mortars. Yeah, there he threw the second lightning. So the mortar is down. So all he has to do is break the wall there. Just wait a bit. He's just cleaning out the buildings. So the two compartments there is empty, otherwise the wall breakers will run to those. There come the wall breakers, and you can see they targeted that intersection into the Dark Elixir drill, and now there's an open path in there, so he just drops his barbarians and some archers, and they will go in there and kill the air defense and the king, the gold storage, and the Dark Elixir drill. So very successful raid, shows nicely how to get into the base and get some storages. It's actually not as easy as it looks, because there's all these compartments on the outside. It's very hard to get your wall breakers to go where you want them. But Too Cute did a very good job on this one. So now the barbarians are taking it out, and down it goes. So the rest is just it. But he got all the Dark Elixir, which was what he came for. He's trying to get his king. So 920 Dark Elixir, nice rate for a Town Hall 7. In the last one, also need to go in and get the Dark Elixir storage. So this one is behind two walls. So first we take out the buildings on the outside with the barbarians. In this case, I actually would have probably lightning one of the mortars in the center, because it can shoot out here, but it will go all right without doing it. So the wall breakers go in, make a hole in the wall, and more barbarians comes in to clean out those buildings in the next compartment. And when most of them are down, the archers will shoot the Dark Elixir storage over the wall. So you don't actually need to break into both compartments, but you can see the mortar is shooting all the barbarians and archers. So if you're taking out one of those, it would have gone a little bit easier. Actually, Too Cute did it now, but it would have been better doing it in the beginning. But of course, it's always easier to look at it after the fact. So more troops come in, and most of the Dark Elixir storage is dead. It just have a sliver of head left. So he got most of it. So another very nice raid. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and you can use it for something. If you have any specific request of army compositions for raiding, or other things you would like me to try, just let me know. Just post below, or you can join my mini clan MandagarGaming if you want to share, replay, or ask questions. Mandagar out.
Hi YouTube! I hope you like my daddy's video. Subscribe!